Mm. Well, I've got no comments up. What's happening here? What's that one do? Ah, comments. No. Obsessive behavioural pattern. Bloody puffs. Oh, it is a comment. Yeah. So we got comments coming in. That's good. Let me get these. That's better. Post the chat. Let me get a link out. Let's work out how to do this fucking lot now. True Rider, how you doing, brother? Let me just that's it. Invite guests. That's how you do it. Copy that link. Copy to clipboard. Back out. Now I did learn how to do this. I did. Go back. Participants. There we go. Boss. Right, there is that link coming out now. How you doing, Geordie Kaz? Pick up Geordie Kaz. PP backup. Why am I in my backup account? Why am I in my backup account? This should be in my... Let me just shut this off for a second. Let me turn my camera off. Where is my camera settings? I'm fucking shit at this now. You don't do it for a few months and you lose what you're doing. Where's my fucking camera settings? Remove from stage. I don't want to do that. Edit mic. Oh, here it is. Right. Man of the truth. No, I don't want to be in this account. I should be in my fucking PP account. This is my backup account, but hopefully people will get the gist. And if someone's got channels, share it. We'll have a little laugh tonight. I put the link out there. I need to. Ellen James, how you doing, darling? Big up, Ellen. Geordie Kaz, True Rider. Yes, we've got 11 people in. A lot will be ghosted, but we will get through some of that tonight. What a beautiful day. How it is at the moment, I'm back fishing. Let me turn that around. Boss. Boom. So I'm back out again. Say where I am. I am. If you look there, oh, I've got to go the other way because it's mirrored. Oh, okay, now this is hard work. This is there. There's some reeds, only a couple of rod lengths out. I've got one on the edge there. That's where I caught a big one now. I've got one in this little bay. Fucking hell, it's all going the wrong way. Why have I mirrored this there? There's a little duck out there you should see. Probably about 2 rod lengths past him. And I've got one bossed right out there. It's aiming at one of them trees. That tree there, it's aiming at. Boom. And it's down there. Kieran, how you doing, Kieran? I'm in my wrong account, bruv. Let me get my other phone, because if I get my other phone, oh, look, I've got to watch out where I'm pointing this fucking camera because of, let me turn this camera around 1 second, guys, because my mate Mick's up there, he's got his van. How do I do that? There's my camera settings there. You're going to have to look at me, the ugly bastard. Right? Give me a second. I'm just going to put you down here while I go to my motor and see if I can get my other phone. Boy Rabbit, how you doing, bruv? Johnny Wong, pick up Johnny Wong. I tell you what, Johnny Wong, you are one phony character, you, bruv, with your one-liners and comments. They are fucking brilliant. What I'll do tomorrow, we'll get a bit going tomorrow, like another live, and I'll show you. See this here? Oh, I'm going to turn it around that way. That's my solar panel there. Right. Now that is giving me continuous free power. Sun permitting, of course, you've got to be on the sun. I've only got 12 people in. I should have loads. I'm in my wrong fucking channel. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not letting me go live in my PP account. It's a bit of a bastard, that is. A bit of a bastard. But it is what it is. We just have to make do, and people hopefully will find their way. So yeah, I'll do a video tomorrow because I charge up all my power packs with that, which then obviously charges up my lamp, yeah, and various other things. But what a good march today in London. And did you see Sky News? They were looking from an helicopter going, just say there was a fight amongst the people who were there supporting the freedom of, well, unite the UK and Europe. So they ain't going to start fighting, are they? They're not going to start fighting. And everyone's monitoring everything, and it was very peaceful, all loving. And did you see the multicultural, different religions? You had the speaker from Nigeria telling how he had people turning up to his house. In Nigeria, what you got to remember is, right, see, Africa, that was never really a Muslim country. This is not a static disease. disease, virus. I don't know. I don't know how to terminology. I'm not very educated, so I'm not very articulated in my words, and I ain't no fucking thesaurus. So articulation of my grammar, I cannot account for that. All I can do is say what I see. If they got a problem with that, they'll have to come and arrest me, and they put me on some training course like that person. What did he do? He raped a load of girls. When he got caught, he said, well, I don't, to me, it's just sex. I don't care what people say. They sent him on a compliance course. What it means to when people say no. This is what you got to ask yourself. These people have gone into Nigeria. They've gone into all North Africa. If you look at Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco, Libya, right, all the way around, every country. They don't go there and fit in, or as migrants escaping any kind of fucking violence to better themselves. They're there for a purpose, and that purpose is to cause absolute pandemonium and suppress anyone who is not of the same belief. It's like that. It's, you look at Hitler and they put Hitler down as a fascist. They weren't. It was based on socialism. Let me tell you something else and all. If people want to go and read the book Mein Kampf, and that was written by Adolf Hitler. He was not a religious man, obviously, Adolf Hitler, but he had beliefs. Well, not beliefs, but he looked at certain things, aspects of things, where he liked and he understood what they were coming from. And one of them was the Muslim Brotherhood. And that's actually mentioned in that book. Right, because what was it? It was a control freak. What's Keir Starmer? Now, this is the problem we got. Now, we had Wes fucking Street, and what a mug he is. He done his big speech, and he still ain't acknowledged nothing. He was saying his women being shouted and screamed up because the way they're dressed. No one does that. If someone's walking down the road in a boat, no one says nothing to. No one. This is not a racist country. Well, I'm from fucking South London. Brixton is round the corner from me. Right? It's been cosmopolitan all my life, right? All my life. Even when I was at school, infant school, that would have been about 1066, 1067, just after William the Conqueror lost his eye fighting from invaders to Britain. If you look at the bio tapestry, you'll see me mentioned on there. But I had black friends at school. Black friends at school, even without my mate's black sister. And this is funny, this was only about 13, and he actually caught me with his sister. And he was having a go at me, as if like, oh, that's shameful, PP. You was with a black girl. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with you, you cunt? You're black, it's your sister, brother, you know what I mean? And the geezer there, still a very good friend of mine, Peter. He's got his own ska band. I've not spoke to him for many years because I'm not on Facebook no more. I used to be on Facebook about 15 years ago, 20 years ago or something, but I fucked it off. And I was back in contact with him. But yeah, he had a good little band. He was playing all around Croydon and all the pubs around now. So big up, Peter. So yeah. But they were coming out saying, we're all racist thugs and blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that, blah, blah. When you've got people speaking who's allowed people like people into their countries and they took over them countries. Like I said, look at the whole of North Africa. Look what happened in the Balkans, close at home. Right? Understand this. Like I'm saying, everyone needs to get off their arse and vote. But don't just vote for, take my word for it and listen to me. Understand the system. Understand what you're voting for. Even if you went out and learnt 2 simple things every day. Them 2 simple things will then transpire onto 10 simple things, 20 complex things. And then you start getting an insight into things. Listen, I'm as dyslexic as fuck, right? If I concentrate on articulating how I talk to people, I cannot spell. If I concentrate on my spelling and grammar, I cannot talk. Right? I don't know how I'm getting away with this now. I think it's because I've had a joint. and a few vodkas. But today it was absolutely brilliant getting back on the bank again. Because I went a bit quiet, didn't I? I know uploading fishing, but I've literally just got back and I'm back here fishing. I wasn't in London before anyone says that was not no. Right, I wish I could have gone, but I couldn't, unfortunately. It is what it is. But I was there in spirit, in belief, and my heart will always be there. Look what Keir Starmer's done. He's upset everyone. Every single person, even his ministers don't like him. Right, I don't like him. But he's standing there. This is the frightening thing. He's just taking no notice. Right, it seems like now he's going to try and push himself. He's got this 10-year plan. Has anyone heard him talking about his 10-year plan? It sounds like he's trying to become the last British Prime Minister. Imagine that cunt as the last Prime Minister. Let's have a little chat about his antics, right? Look what he done to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate says some very good positive things. Don't get me wrong, my boys used to watch him and they'd always talk about him, Andrew Tate, oh, the diet. Some of the phrases I used to laugh at and funny as fuck, and people said, oh, he's very rude towards women. He wasn't rude towards women. What he was saying is women are jumping on certain bandwagons in certain aspects of things. It's wrong of them to do that. It's wrong of them to do that. So he's a very complex, very educated guy, Andrew Tate, and he says certain things with various different innuendos. So it's up to you to work the viability of what he's actually saying there, which is quite hard to do. But he was telling people, young people, don't become reliant on any system. Be reliant upon yourself, right? So your family can rely on you. Your family can rely on you, right? If you're reliant on someone else and caught up with someone else, then you're living under a rule, aren't you? Oh, well, we don't like what you're saying. You go and fuck off. You ain't getting no money. You've all got brains on your head. You all understand the system. It's not rocket science. It's quite easy. Right. Better yourselves. I'll tell you what else I saw at that march. What I found very, very inspiration was in two guys from Liverpool. And they're building up it's like a man thing. And all men getting training in parks. I can't remember what it's called, and it's wrong of me, and I'm very naughty for not remembering what they're called. But if you Google it, men supporting men in parks, training, mental health, etc. And there's a whole network, and it's spreading across the UK. Now, not only have you got guys, it's all white people. These are white people, black people. You could be Indian, you could be Sikh, you could be Muslim. This is man to man talking. Right, people on the same page, people who want a quality life. They don't want to be controlled, suppressed. Papers, please. That's what it's coming to. That's what it's fucking coming to. Digital ID is on that again, isn't he? Even our own fucking king. He needs to remember. Right? I'll tell you people who they need to get an interview, these mainstream medias, is try and trace all the people who were left from World War II. Won't be none from World War One now. All the people, survivors from World War II, they'd probably been kids then, but all the people who got evacuated, split up for their families and sent to Wales to protect them from the bombs if they're in inner city areas like London, Birmingham, Norfolk, places like that where they had military bases, what were becoming under attack. Some of them returned back to no families. No families. No fucking families. Hundreds of thousands of people, men, women died, kids, fighting against fascism, socialism. That's what it is. Nazi Party is socialist. That's basically, they call it now. So what's the difference between communism and socialism? Well, there ain't many differences. It's all a load of bollocks and a load of lip service. And read history books. Understand history books for yourself. Right, don't just listen, because with all this, what do they call it, the Mandela effect? They're just changing and rewriting it how they want to rewrite it. And understand that. It's fucking disgusting. Do you know, at that march, right, they had the Palestinian fucking Free Palestine. Where they got to free it from? Do you know, the Jewish people said, yeah, Palestine can have their own country. But Hamas wouldn't recognise Jerusalem or Israel as its own country. Right, well, it is. Wouldn't do it. Why won't they do it? Why don't they like them? What does it say to the British government when Saudi Arabia are actually saying, we're not sending any of our students to your country because we are in fear of radicalisation? Now, that's Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia they're Muslims, obviously, but they see things differently. Like Dubai is Sin City, but it's not Sin City. It's a city where they believe in people who have got their own free will. Do you know, Iran used to be like that years ago, and Afghanistan, until it was the regime who came in. I'm not Taliban. I can't remember the other regime, what they called it. And that's when they started suppressing and killing their own people for not complying. Their own people for not complying. Like they do certain other Christians, Muslims. I've documented a lot of them, but they were shouting out today, shoot Tommy Robinson like Charlie Kirk. Right, shoot Tommy Robinson like Charlie Kirk. This is diverse London. Diverse means inclusion. Inclusion means everyone as a whole. Everyone's opinion matters. Like it always has. Like it always has. Right. I don't think. Right. And this is the catch where we're going now. They're all about digital ID. Go forward a few more years from that. It ain't gonna have much bearing on my life. Thank God. Thank God it won't. Not much of a bearing on my life, but it's going to have a bearing on a lot of your lives. And if you think to yourself, oh, well, I've made a successful business, I'm a millionaire, I'm this. When it comes into digital currencies, even if you invest in offshore accounts, let me just give you an example here. We seem to be very influenced from China. They even had facial recognition systems out in London, made in China. Right? There you go. Right, speaks for itself, doesn't it? So you're in China, you're a Chinese city, very fucking businessman, you own fucking I don't know what the currency is it yen? Fistful of yen, or is that Japan? I don't fucking know. But you're a millionaire out there. But you've said, fucking hell, that Jing fucking Ching, whatever his fucking name is, right? Says something I don't agree with. And you say that out loud, or you print that. Right? All of a sudden, when you go get some money out, you're only allowed out enough allowance to either feed your family per day with just basic rice, possibly a couple of vegetables, right? Which means if you feed your family, you can't send your kids to school, right? And you could think, well, I've got a load of assets in gold. Well, you can't trade your gold, can you? Because everything is controlled by the government. Right? So when they say socialistic, communism, fascism, there's no fucking difference between them. That is their end goal. Right? And when you look at the World Economical Forum, Davos and all them fucking idiots, right? And the things they come out with and say, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Yeah, right. Yeah. They won't. They won't. They'll be flying around the world with their big Learjets having these most important meetings, right? If you get 100 of them, they've probably got a bigger carbon footprint than half of London. Just 100 of them. Right? Bigger carbon footprint than half of London. But you got Ed Miliband, and we're going for this Green New Deal with these windmills. It's bollocks, mate. This country needs to get off its arse, right? Get its infrastructure built back up. Be self-reliant on itself. Fuck Europe. We voted out of that. Fuck them. Not being disrespectful, but have you heard Poland? Poland told them to fuck off. How many people have died in Poland of a terror attack? 0. How many women or kids have been raped or affected by grooming gangs in Poland? 0. Now, how's that, right, with all these odds stacked against Poland, right, and yet it's shining? How much more do people fucking need? And you've got Keir Starmer wanting to just, he don't even care that people hate him. People fucking hate him. Right, he's another anti-Semitic, horrible bastard. And so is that Wes Streeting. Oh, mosques have been set fire. It wouldn't surprise me if that's, like, done for their own attention. I bet if you looked into the history of some of them mosques, I bet they weren't even really active. Right, but when you look at Jewish kids going to school with security on their gates, right, security on their fucking gates, businesses getting wrecked. Well, let me tell you something. If all the Jewish people think, you know what, UK, fuck you, we're pulling out, we're taking all our money with us, we're fucked. Right, what are we like on it? European Union? We've been bailing them cunts out for years. And all these people who go, well, the European Union is such a good thing. Such a good thing. You know, it affected my business drastically, leaving it. And I back up leaving it. I'll tell you how it affected, because all my stock comes from Holland. Right. So it put a fucking increase drastically on it, which obviously you can't put all of that, what they've taken off of me, onto the consumer, because what are they going to get? Oh, you're talking about, to get a half decent bouquet of flowers, you're talking about £100. Right. So it decimated it to a trade where 90% of florists do it for a hobby. You can earn a living, but not much of a living. You won't be buying your own properties and jet setting around the world with it, unless you just work every hour God sends and save every fucking penny, spend fuck on nothing. So it affected me. But it also affected me because I love travelling. I've travelled for years. I remember holiday. Well, I've never been to Spain, so I was nearly lied then. But Italy, with the lira, you could have a fucking good holiday on £100. Same as what you could in Spain with the pesetas, France with the French franc, Holland with the guilders, and so forth and so forth. And I've been out to Poland. I went to Krakow. What a beautiful country. And that kept its own currency, like England did. It's on the zloty. So you can get a very excellent holiday with really nice fucking pucker food, high-end vodka. And believe me, don't just think if you drink vodka that you're going to drink Polish vodka like you do English vodka, because it's double the fucking strength. I learnt the hard way when I woke up in the morning with a raging hangover from fucking hell, and I couldn't fucking move. Right, but Poland is really a historical country. It's landlocked. So every war was kicked off of Europe, they've been the first ones on the front line all the time. Let me tell you something, World War II, the Polish flew Hurricane propelled fighters. You had the Hurricane and Spitfire. The Spitfire sort of took over as it was the most famous one, but it wasn't. The Hurricane done so much damage to Messerschmitts. And the Messerschmitts were, the German engineering was way advanced than ours. They had fucking fueling, like mechanical fuel injected engines. We were using carburetor systems. We didn't even put an electronic fuel pump on to pump the fuel up to the carburetors. So when you went diving down and pulled up, your float barrel emptied, your engine's stalling, huh? Right? You was vulnerable as fuck, and that's where they used to get you. Right? The Polish flew them Hurricanes, right? A lot better than what we did. Put it that way. A lot better than what we did. So yeah, it's a sad old state of affairs. So shouting out, shoot Tommy Robinson like they did Charlie Kirk. Look at Charlie Kirk. All he done was inspire youth. He was a Christian loving man. Do you know they arrested an old guy my age for preaching the word of God? Handcuffed him and took him away. They played that at the show today. Do you also know an 18-year-old student in Southampton, been out with his friends, he's coming home, vlogging, talking to his pals on TikTok. A student saw a guy, a big sword, wrapped round him, sword over a foot-long blade on it. Said to him, like, jokingly, "Oh, come on, to say you're the bad man," and blah, 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 for a bit of content. The guy's like, yeah, I'm a bad man. Stabbed the fuck out of him. Well, stabbed him up. The old Bill attended, because he was, thank God, he was putting videos out on TikTok. I don't know if he was live, but it was there. It's there. The old Bill attended. Guess what they did? They handcuffed the student. Because the guy said he was just shouting drunken fucking racist slurs. He had enough alcohol. God bless, because when I'm thinking about this now, I think the kid died. I think he died. Because when they done a blood count on him, he had enough alcohol in his body to be able to drive. Right, but the old Bill handcuffed him. Handcuffed him. Right. It's fucking disgusting what's going on. Same as that, from the rivers to the sea. Right. And Keir Starmer thinks that he's going to get here and give these people loads of money, houses and blah, blah, and integrate them. Well, you've got to ask yourself, I think these 500,000 men, because Spain has sold themselves out to all of it, right? 500,000 men. Where are these men coming from? Let's take a look at Bangladesh. Bangladesh, right? So if you've got London, which is a very compact, crowded city with loads of citizens in it, you could get an area was quarter the size of London, and it's got 3 times the amount of people in that area. Now, what people's got to do, if the government in them countries can't get some kind of infrastructure where they can get some kind of economical structure going, as opposed to just letting people breed and breed and breed and breed and breed, and out there you can have up to 5 wives, I think. But you've got to be financially viable to look after them 5 wives. I don't know how that works. Right. So if one of them come over here, that means that he could possibly bring his 5 wives. 5 wives, they can't all live in the same house. So now you're looking at 5 different houses, which will be 6 in total, and plus all the children. Look at Birmingham. Couldn't even empty the bins. And yet all the politicians were screaming about building an airport in Bangladesh. What is going on? Keir Starmer, let's have a look at his history. Keir Starmer, backing up Mandelson, when he knew all along that Mandelson and Epstein were friends. He knew he was a paedophile. He was going out there. Then you look at Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile, very good friends of our king, what he is now. Very good friend. Keir Starmer got him off with all that. Got him away with it. Right, but when you think back to the Sex Pistols and Johnny Lydon, in 1979, not before that possibly, he called him out on it. Was adamant about it. The BBC cancelled him. Look into it. It's there. Look into it. Right. Look into that. Then you got McSweeney, Andrew Tate. He played a part in putting Andrew Tate in jail. McSweeney, who lost his phone, it got stolen. Even though you can track them, right? And believe me, if you stole an MP's phone, right, even if you turn the cunt, they'll track that phone, no matter where it is, right? That's a fact. Because it'd be like, you take them cunts hostage, they've got their phone on them, right? They'll track that fucking phone to where they are. So don't believe all that bollocks, right? It got stolen. Nonsense, right? Look at him, the king's brother, nonce. Right, I'm not putting here, but there was a former Labour MP who spent a lot of time in the Caribbean. Now, the only thing I'm a bit gutted about, the elites shouldn't be protecting each other, but they do because they're all in this special club, right? And I think Trump wants to bring it all out there. But there shouldn't be no disclosures. Anyone who wants to participate in, indulging in forcibly having sex with women and kids, right? Them people, not being horrible, right, should either be stuck in a jail for the rest of their life with no such thing as Rule 43, or eradicated. I know it sounds harsh, but you think about it, we've had school teachers beheaded because they've drawn a cartoon character of a certain person. And it's fucking mad, isn't it? The new London mayor, you've got to get on Ant Middleton. He is for the people. And anyone, let me just say, don't ever feel threatened, not think, oh, Keir Starmer's giving everyone money, we're all on blah, blah, blah. No, that won't change. It cannot change. Because you've all passed a certain aspect of law to get these. So you're bound by law. Although law means fuck all now. But anyone who generally does receive them, then you are generally entitled to them. They can't be stopped. Anyone who's taking them just because they're freeloaded, listen, you're going the wrong way. I understand your angle, but you are so much better than that. You all are so much better than that. Right? Even if it means going back to fucking college and educating yourself. I wish to God I'd done well when I was at school. I really do. I really fucking do wish I'd done well at school. Anyway, I ain't got no one backstage. I'm going to big up everyone. I'll get River Mac, how you doing? Who else we got here? I can't even read that. Get fucking blind. Nixie, big up Nixie. Hope you're good, darling. White Tea, big up White Tea always. She understands the dynamics. River Mac, Nixie, Lowe's, big up Lowe's. Johnny Wong, big up Johnny Wong. I love the picture of Johnny Wong. That kills me, that picture. Big up everyone in the chat, each and every one here. I'm going to kill it now. I was on the wrong channel. This is my backup channel. I will get a live going tomorrow. I'll incorporate Michael into it because he wants to go live. We do a little live for the bank, and I will do it on my proper PP channel. But please subscribe to this channel because I don't know how long the other one will last. One thing I won't do is monetize it. I don't want monetized. Although I've got to say, YouTube is very more understanding on political beliefs than a lot of the other platforms, which is good. But people should be able to say what they like within reason. Right. If you want to call me a cunt, I don't care. But if I want to call somebody else a cunt, then that's so that's it. I would never discriminate against people with words. Never. I would never disrespect any man, woman's beliefs or what they believe religiously, whatever. I wouldn't do it. That's instilled in us all. So don't listen to these cunts, Keir Starmer, because what he's basically done, if you don't like what he's got to say, then you don't want to hear it. He's going to erase you. So it's either comply or don't. I listen to West Street talk, and he's exactly the fucking same. Exactly the same. And what I will say is, when I say this, understand politics and understand everything. Don't just go voting for Rupert Lowe. Now, Rupert Lowe is a very strong leader. He's got very strong opinions. He's not a racist, not a horrible person. And he's not anti-nothing. He just wants to secure a safe haven, which we've always had, which my grandfathers and great-grandfathers died, like I said. Every single one of you people out there lost something through World War I and World War II. Whether you know it or not, you did. Right? All for what? All for what? And like I said, there was that old guy, I think he was in his hundreds, and he was crying for the men who lost his friends who died by his side. At the time they died, he never cried because they were all fighting a common cause. They were all fighting for God and belief and the freedom of our country from oppression. And then I saw him do an interview about a month ago, crying, saying, right, what did they die for? What did they die for? What did they die for? Right. They're the people who we need to listen to. It would. I'd love to see some of them auditors who are out there to possibly, I don't know how you do it, try and put out something and try and do interviews with all people who were around in World War II. There's not many left, but you will find some, right? They wouldn't have been fighting in the war. Some possibly will, like the guy who was in his hundreds would, but many won't. But I guarantee you, they'd have been split up from their families and shipped out of London to various places around the UK and from Birmingham, other big cities what threatened to be bombed. where her industries were. And many of them returned back. Kid, 6 years old, coming back. Boom, sorry, your mum, dad's dead. Your dad's dead, your mum's here. Right. It's fucking disgusting. And nothing more hating Tommy Robinson. He's putting out and fighting for every single one of our freedoms was being taken away from us. And like here, look what he's done. He's put innocent people in prison. The mum, Lucy Connolly, who'd lost a child. The granddad, who committed... Let me tell you something, right? Even when I was in prison, not so much in the very, very early days, but when they put me back on remand again, it was in 2001. It was for a conspiracy charge, what I'd never even done. They said they had DNA of a blood on a bit of flannel or something they found. When I asked for it, years down the line, they couldn't produce it. I spent 3 months on remand, just about got bail for 13 grand of surety. Right. I can't remember what I was going to finish off with now, we don't. But, and that's where I was going to go. Suicide in prison. When I was in there, right, for somebody who's never been to prison, they're never going to be able to commit suicide. So I don't believe he committed suicide. Right. And God bless his family and rest in peace. Right. I believe there's a lot more to that. And I truly believe that in my heart as someone who's been through that system. But like I said, God bless him. But that's on his conscience. But he ain't got a conscience, has he, Starmer? He's a Fabian Society, wet-loving, Davos-sucking, EU fucking cum bucket. That's all he is. Right? Who loves rent boys. Not only is he wrapped around paedophiles, known paedophiles, right, and liars, he's also got 3 rent boys in jail for burning his properties down. Right? And he ain't no leader because he's got no direction. Right. I think about Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, right, would never bow down to the Irish. And bless the Irish, because they had us on our fucking knees. Right? They had us on our knees. And God bless that all the Irish and everyone is all unified to one. There ain't no factions. And that's a fucking godsend, right? A godsend that that's happened. But still, she would never bow down. She would never do nothing. Even if they took her hostage, I think she'd go on, fucking take me out then, bollocks to you. Right? And now, well, look at it. Look what's happening. Guys raping fucking young kids and being sent on a course to understand what the word no means and compliance. A student killed him, fuck himself. I'll say I'm 90% sure he died. And the police, while he's standing there bleeding, handcuffed him. Handcuffed him. Right. My kids are still young. Imagine if that was one of your children. Is that what it's going to take? Now, God forbid, I don't mean nothing by that. Right. But it's happening and they're covering it up and making out that it's all bullshit. And when you listen to all these women, mums, wives who are standing up against it, right? They know. Of course, every mum knows. Mums are maternal creatures. Right? You cannot... Their kids are like they are mine, but mums are just as protective as any male over their children. And that's a fact. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Listen, God bless, and I'm sorry I've had a right rant, but just please, just to understand a little bit more about what you're wishing for and understanding the dynamics and what's being put upon us. Right. Remember that phrase out the Snatch when Bricktop says to Turkish, "You fucking get that pikey bastard here now." And Turkish goes, "Well, Tommy, you tell me how to control an unleashed prize-fighting pikey right, who might not want to do what I got to say, and how do I fucking go about? I can't remember the terminology, but it's a very good phrase. I've got to say, I love that film, Snatch. I wish I should have rehearsed that a little bit and got that phrase a little bit better. So look at the chants what's being shouted. And as for Greta Thunberg, she's back in the news, isn't she? Oh, my country, Sweden, they could stop humanitarian aid to the mass people, and all these people of mass, and their human rights. What about the fucking human rights of your people in Sweden who's had enough of it? Right? Let me tell you about Greta Thunberg. Years and years ago, there's a video on her, and they took to accommodation, a house where her mum and dad live. Right? The tables in her mum and dad's house now, everyone knows wood, but certain grains of wood they're as expensive as, say, a house in a rundown area. Right, just for a table with certain grains of wood. Right, their house was full of it. Right, that girl will never live amongst anything what she does. And she needs to be thankful for Mossad, because they saved her little ass when she was heading to Palestine. Really, they should have stepped back and go on, get in now. Like I put on my channel, them people, freedom for Palestine and gay pride in Palestine and all that, they all got murdered, got their head cut off and all that. You can't write it. You can't fucking write it. You can't fucking write it. It's mad. I did have something else to say. Well, it's funny, but I can't think what it was. But anyway, listen. Much love, guys. Educate yourselves. Right, so you'll understand what is and what ain't going on. And when you do vote, everyone get off their arse and vote. Understand what you're voting for. Now, what we don't want to do when it does come to the vote, if it comes to reform or restore, look at the following, because they're going to try and split it up. Right, what you've got to remember is Labour are going with someone who's going to vote and bid, let a certain demographic do what they're bidding for and promise them the world, as is the Green Party. Zach fucking Palensky, David Portman. Look at the history of that cunt. Liberal Democrat out door knocking people. What a wanker he is. How the fuck is he even in a position to even run for Prime Minister? What is going on? Right, what is going on? And hold your local councils to account. Right. Remember, you pay their wage. Irrespective of whether you receive benefits or not, you're getting taxed in every single thing you buy. Right, taxed. And that tax goes to the government. So every single person here pays into the system. Remember that. And your local council is accountable to you. Understand that. Anyway, much love, guys. God bless.